Many people wonder, should you use lightweight or heavy weight to build muscle faster? Everyone appears to have an opinion on this subject. Some people believe that high reps and bodyweight calisthenic-type exercises are the best way to build muscle, while others say that low-rep heavyweight training is the best way to build muscle. So, rather than just offering you another viewpoint, today I will go over which type of training will result in the best results for you personally, based on scientific facts. Make sure to stick to the end of the video to find out which exercise is best for you.
This is Metamorphic Fitness.
To obtain the answer, we must first define training intensity in the context of exercise science. Training intensity refers to the proportion of your 1 rep maximum that you may exercise with. If you were utilizing 100% of your 1 rep max, that suggests you were using a weight load that was so heavy that you could only perform 1 rep and no more. 80% of your 1 rep max, on the other hand, would represent a weight load that you could definitely press out for 7 to 8 reps before failing. Based on data from numerous strength training studies, each exercise intensity level, whether 70, 80, or 90%, correlates with a certain rep count. Training with less weight or a lower percentage of your 1 rep max allows you to accomplish more reps. However, if you train with heavier weights or a higher percentage of your 1 rep max, you will only be able to execute fewer reps. It's that simple. So, let's look at why some lifters suggest that if you want to enhance muscle growth, you should exercise with modest weights and perform anywhere from 15 to 25 reps per set. First, the high rep crowd claims that light weights and high reps are better because they cause a lot of metabolic stress, which is a physiological process that occurs during resistance training in response to low energy levels inside the cell, resulting in metabolic accumulation such as lactate, inorganic phosphate, and hydrogen ions. Second, high rep training often seems more effective. When you look in the gym mirror, you can see your muscles expanding dramatically, so it has to be the best training method, right? Not always. There's nothing remarkable about doing high rep pump training with light weights. It's not a horrible muscle building method, but multiple studies have shown that you can create the same amount of muscle with low, moderate, and high reps. Further investigation reveals that very high rep sets using only 30% of your 1 rep max can promote as much muscle growth as a standard bodybuilding rep range using 80% of your 1 rep max. But before you assume you can utilize any weight load or rep range to gain muscle, hear me out since it's not as straightforward in real life as this controlled lab research. There are 3 critical points to remember in particular. For starters, very low rep training, such as 1 or 2 reps per session, is unlikely to be beneficial to muscle growth. A study indicated that executing 8 heavy sets of 1 rep max outs resulted in inferior results than doing 8 sets of 8 to 12 reps. If you want to enhance muscular growth, use a weight load that permits you to perform at least 3 reps per set. Second, when compared to training with a moderate or high rep range, exercising with very heavy weights for short reps is far more taxing on your joints and connective tissues. Even if studies show that people who work out with fewer reps grow the same amount of muscle, they frequently have a greater injury rate as well. If you have joint aches or pains, or if you are prone to injuries for other reasons, very low rep training may not be the best option. Furthermore, even if you enjoy training with heavy weights for a low number of reps, I would not recommend doing so for isolated movements like bicep curls or lateral raises. When executing these isolation movements with large weights, it's really tough to maintain good form, and you're far more likely to cheat and exploit momentum. On the other hand, compound exercises like the squat, bench press, and deadlift allow for larger weight loads and fewer reps, as long as you maintain perfect form and achieve at least 3 reps. Now consider the other end of the spectrum, high reps. Choosing any random rep range to create the same amount of muscle with high rep sets as you would with moderate rep sets immediately brings us to our third dilemma. You'd have to practice failing. According to research, if you do not train to failure with those higher rep sets, you will not enjoy the full benefits. Because most people lack the stamina to perform 5 sets to failure with a very light weight of, say, 30% of their 1 rep max, it is preferable to perform more sets in moderate and lower rep ranges. You'll be able to rep anywhere between 25 and 35 reps if you use about 30% of your 1 rep max. Will you have the stamina to do that for 5 sets? Will you also be able to keep your mind concentrated for 25 to 35 reps without giving up or turning to bad form before you fail?
If you're enjoying this video so far, please support us by hitting the subscribe button and liking the video. By doing this, you are helping us reach more people to share this amazing information with. If you have a topic that you want us to talk about, let us know in the comments. We are looking forward to sharing more amazing content with you in the future. Now that that's out of the way, let's get back to the video.
Attempting to do as many reps as possible with 50% of your 1 rep max for an activity like squats would leave you exhausted after just 1 set. Having said that, don't completely shun high rep training or any rep range for that matter. Isolation exercises like lateral raises or bicep curls can utilize higher rep sets without being affected by tiredness. According to research, training with a variety of rep ranges rather than striving to reach the same number of reps every session will help you gain muscle. This is because different rep ranges highlight different muscle building pathways in the body. High rep training, for example, largely activates the metabolic stress pathway, which, as previously stated, is a process that results in very low energy levels within the cell and the accumulation of lactate, phosphate, and hydrogen ions. All of this contributes to muscular growth. Furthermore, high rep training is better for training slow twitch muscle fibers, which aren't as powerful as fast twitch fibers but are more resistant to fatigue. Low rep heavyweight training, on the other hand, generates significant mechanical tension and stimulates muscle growth in a unique way. It activates mechanosensors, which are specialized proteins and muscle cells that set off a chain reaction of genetic and hormonal signals that stimulate your body to generate new muscle tissue. Including low-rep heavyweight training in your workout routine is advantageous because it triggers the mechanosensors, which are only activated by extremely high levels of strain. For low-rep sets, higher than 3 reps are usually ideal for injury prevention and faster muscle-building progress. Low reps and big weights are more beneficial for exercising fast-twitch muscle fibers, which can create a lot of force but can tire out rapidly. Another significant advantage of heavyweight training is that, while heavyweight lower rep sets are excellent for muscle gain, they are also one of the finest ways to improve physical strength. Strength gains are still useful for size gains, even if you don't care about growing strength and just want to get huge. According to research, increasing muscular activation levels during exercise is associated with strength development. Heavy weight training increases strength and benefits muscle growth, even when using moderate or higher reps, because the strength gained from lower rep sets carries over to moderate and high rep sets. This enables you to lift a heavier weight for those sets as well, resulting in more overall muscular growth. Include all 3 rep ranges, low, moderate, and high, as they activate different growth pathways in the body. Practically, you should probably do most sets with a moderate rep range. It's less stressful on your joints and connective tissues than focusing on lifting really heavy loads for a small number of reps, and it's less strenuous than doing several high rep sets. Let me show you some instances of how to include all of these different rep ranges in your exercises for the best results. Periodization is my personal favorite method. Periodization allows you to change up your rep ranges every workout, week, or month. Personally, I found that rotating every month allows me enough time to adjust and develop stronger for the specific rep range that I'm working on. One of the simplest methods is to devote 3 to 4 weeks to one of the 3 rep ranges before moving on to the next. 3 to 5 reps, 6 to 8 reps, and 12 or more reps have proven to be the most effective for me. So you spend 3 to 4 weeks lifting a heavy enough weight load to fail within 3 to 5 reps. Then, for the next 3 to 4 weeks, switch to the 6 to 8 rep range, utilizing a lesser weight than you did for the 3 to 5 rep range, but still heavy enough to hit failure within your new 6 to 8 rep range. Do the same for the 12 plus rep range after 3 to 4 weeks, and merely cycling back and forth like this should help you get stronger and create more muscle faster. When you return to a previous rep range that you may have done weeks or months ago, strive to increase the weight that you do for that rep range in comparison to the previous time. If you don't want to commit to a single rep range for up to a month, you can incorporate several reps ranges into each workout and set those rep ranges based on your goals. Assume you're not overly concerned about increasing your strength while you develop muscle. only 15% of your sets should be 3 to 5 reps, 70% should be 6 to 12 reps, and 15% should be 13 or more reps. This is merely to give you an idea. You don't need to do arithmetic or be precise with this setup. For every 7 moderate rep sets, you would execute 1 to 2 heavy sets and 1 to 2 light sets. Understand that nothing about this setup is really miraculous. It is only one method of incorporating all rep ranges for maximal muscle stimulation. Another situation in which you want to acquire strength, as well as muscle, would be to do roughly 30% of your sets in the 3 to 5 rep range, 60% of your sets in the 6 to 12 rep range, and just 10% of your sets in the 13 plus rep area. Another possibility is that you are older, more prone to injury, recuperating from a past injury, or have achy joints. In that instance, you could prioritize high-rep tasks. High-rep sets are especially beneficial for elderly people because they have less connective tissue due to a slower protein turnover rate, which increases injury risk while training hard by weakening joints and tendons. Older folks and people with nagging joints or injuries can do 0% of their sets in the 3 to 5 rep range, 60% of their sets in the 6 to 12 rep range, and 40% of their sets in the 13 plus rep range. Personally, I still favor heavy weight over lightweight, but I include all rep ranges from low to high in my workout routines due to the obvious benefits.
For weekly freebies and contest giveaways, make sure you follow the link in the description to Metamorphic Health Weekly, where we send out a wide range of health tips, free recipes, fitness tips, and contest giveaways. Be sure not to miss out. Click the link below for Metamorphic Health Weekly. We hope you enjoyed today's video and would gladly appreciate it if you gave us a like and hit that subscribe button to help support the channel.